Hey guys, Thunderstruck MTV here. I am like jelly and or butter. I am on a roll making some videos here. So of all the videos I've made, I got like, I don't know, 70, 75, doesn't matter. This is the one I am most excited about. This is easily, far and away, probably in my cycling life, the highest value component, mod I've ever used, purchased, bought. To me, value is simply for what you spent. Doesn't matter what the dollar amount is, what you spent, for what you got out of it in terms of performance, enjoyment. Far and away, this is number one. So, what are we talking about? We're talking about these little three dudes right here. Boom, boom, and boom. Yep, those innocuous little dudes right there. That is the Madrone Cycles Super Shim kit. And that kit is designed for SRAM Eagle rear derailleurs. I think it also does some 11-speed. Check it out on their website, but we're going to talk here about the SRAM Eagle rear derailleurs, both the mechanical and non-T-type AXS. I'm going to put a link in the description to the exact landing page on madronecycles.com, so you can check out the Super Shim, and right under that will be their very easy, very good installation video, and check it out. So I have no affiliation at all with Madrone Cycles in any way, shape, or form. It's just, I think that it's a must-have, and you're going to find out why. I'll show you why here in a second. It's a must-have for all of us SRAM Eagle rear derailleur owners. So what they market this as is a fix for the rear derailleur slop in the mounting pivot right here, and that rear derailleur can have a little bit of slop for in and out, which gives a little bit wonky shifting. If you have a few millimeters here of wonk, well, by the time you get your pulley wheels way down there, that's a big thing there, and you get some wonky shifting, which is great. I'm sure it does a great job in this. It did here too. However, what it did is it fixed a super annoying problem of derailleur slap. Derailleur body slap. So what am I talking about? There's a video that's going to pop up at the end of this one. I don't know how to timestamp things where it pops up exactly. It's my own video. Click on it and then go to about 1 minute and 26 seconds, and you can watch that on a GX AXS rear derailleur, and you can watch that thing pivot and swing around right here, something crazy. So let me show you over here on mechanical. So this is what happens is, okay, down here our cage, this is where the clutch is, and this mechanism here. This is nothing more than a spring with like a damper on it. That's all the clutch is. And it's supposed to help keep the chain in, and when it grows, it shrinks, and grows, it shrinks, and it lets that arm go like this, okay? And that's what the clutch does. Well, what happens is eventually it's not a high precision mechanism. When it can't keep up with what's happening to the chain, especially on a hardtail, especially at speed, and especially down something really, really janky, what happens is this can no longer keep up with the chain. Slack happens in the system where the chain is not pulling the derailleur tight against the beat plate, and then the derailleur body is free to rotate back and slam forward. Rotate back and slam forward, okay? And so what you're hearing there is this B screw right here that screws in, and that goes against the B plate. In the normal riding position, the chain tension is pulling it totally forward this way. If you rode a bike on a glass smooth road for a million light years, the rear derailleur would never pull back a millimeter and everything would be perfect. However, on a mountain bike, it's somewhat different. So again, as this chain goes slack, the derailleur body right here, it goes slack and it flaps because there's no friction here at the pivot bolt. It just swings around again like a freaking cracked out Tarzan, just swinging around uncontrolled on a bender, okay? Now that's what happens. It's way worse over here on AXS because the rear derailleur is so much heavier. Battery, motor, heavier derailleur. I don't know, 170, 200 grams, something like that. Now let me show you. So adding the Madrone Cycles Super Shim kit, little wavy washer here. It's a wavy washer, steel, little wave there. So not only does it take up gap, because of course it's, it takes up gap because it's a little shim, but it's got like a wave to it, so it makes it acts like a spring. So once it's compressed, it's like, like a spring. A thicker O-ring and a thicker O-ring. That is the kit, guys. That is all that is on here. The wavy washer is right here in between the head of the pivot bolt and the derailleur, in the head of the pivot bolt and the derailleur body. That's where that wavy washer goes. And the two O-rings are kind of in this area in here, okay? Here's the end result. Not only does it take away the play, just like they said it would, but check this out. Okay, push back. I gotta push with force to get it to go back. I gotta push with force to get it to go back. Push with force, and you get the idea. You can do this a zillion times, okay? So you can still, this is, the normal riding position is that derailleur body, again, slammed up against here. If it does go back, you need to go back to put the, let's say the wheel on, you just move it back and it stays. That's it. So it still would move back, and if you hit something, a big rock or something, the whole derailleur body would still, boom, move back. But look at that. Unbelievable in how much more resistance there is to that derailleur body freely able to swing around. Again, go to that video I link at the end of this one, 1 minute 26 seconds. It starts in that area. Check out just how it just pivots around loosely, almost like it's just on complete, ceramic ball bearing so freely compared to that. So the difference in what that did, not only did it take the slop up, so my shifting is just butter perfect. However, on top of that, what it did was it quieted this bike down so dramatically that it was almost unbelievable. It brought a new problem to life, new problem to light. It brought a new problem somewhere, and that was my Fidlock water bottle cage was freaking up there rattling. It was so quiet that I could hear just how rattly my Fidlock water bottle was. So that's why you see the Santa Cruz carbon guy on there to eliminate. I can tell you right now, with that little addition over there, this bike you're looking at is the quietest mountain bike I've ever owned in my entire life. That includes all of the full suspensions. It's the quietest bike I have ever owned now. It is simply another level what this little kit has done. It's a shame. This is what SRAM should have done from the start. There's no excuse in the world that the derailleur flops around like this. This has been a problem us AXS owners have been complaining about on forums, on the internet, YouTube videos for a long time, and yet SRAM, you guys couldn't go down to the freaking hardware store and do that and do a running change. So again, that's Madrone Cycles, guys. Again, no affiliation with them in any way, shape, or form. But check this out real quick. When you go to my description, click on that. They even tell you at their site, if you don't want to buy from them, they tell you exactly the dimensions of each one of these, the wavy washer and the two O-rings. They tell you the durometer, the size, and everything. If you want to, quote, go to the hardware store and buy it yourself. What type of company does that, right? That is just ridiculous. I spent $14. I spent $6 for the kit, and I spent $8 for shipping, okay? I'm almost hesitant to tell you guys this because I don't, but I'm going to, is when I got the kit, $14, I got it here, I opened it up, there was a nice handwritten smiley face note on my invoice that says, hey, thanks for the purchase, enjoy the +1. They sent me a second free Super Shim kit for free. And what company does that? I was hesitant to tell you guys that. Please don't expect them or ask them to, hey, you send us a free one too. I'm hoping that's not where it goes. Myself, I think we riders need to back companies like Madrone Cycles who are doing awesome things like this rather than backing big frame manufacturers that are, sticking freaking cables through our headsets where none of us want them. They're removing ports for mechanical drivetrains, looking at you Santa Cruz, looking at you Specialized. I mean, they're forcing you to go to an electronic drivetrain on some frames. We need to support companies doing this stuff, and telling you on their own website, hey, this is what you can buy if you don't want to do it. So again, there you go. I know I sound like a fangirl at our first, Taylor Swift concert, but it's for what I spent, the $14 that I spent for the performance increase in the quietness, it's at an absolute next level. I don't think of this as a nice necessity upgrade. I consider this, knowing what I know, as an absolute mandatory piece that you have to do. These are all the tools that you need to do it. You see a C clamp there because if you can believe in this garage, I don't have a freaking vise. And you need to be able to, you'll see in the installation video, you need to be able to press the B plates the B screw plate back onto the pivot bolt. I use a 7/16 socket. You'll see in the video why. You could also use like an 11mm or 12mm for those of you in millimeter land. Little pick here, you could probably use a toothpick to get the O-rings on and off. Not a lot of tools needed. Again, 15 minutes max for me. You guys can do this, anybody can do this, and it's literally that easy. Madrone Cycles, if you're watching this at any given point, I think you're kind of blowing the lead story there. You guys, talk about the slop from left to right here at the derailleur mount, and that's great, it does fix it. But man, you don't even mention that it quiets the derailleur body and stops that slam back and forth on the derailleur body of these Eagle systems, especially these AXS heavier non-T type systems, guys. You need to put something on there. Maybe, talk about that, change your website a bit, and maybe then call it the super duper shims. And if you do, hey, I get trademark on that, Thunderstruck. Kick me back a piece. So anyway, guys, gals, there you go. Super excited. That's 11 minutes on a freaking wavy washer and 2 O-rings. That's how excited I am. That's the benefit of what it's done. It is one of those things where when you know, and after installing it and living with this derailleur the slam that I can feel through my pedals, and now the quietness of the suppleness of the bike, when you know, I know, I'm trying to get you to know. All right, guys, hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. See you.